Hi, and welcome to another video by Jimthecarguy. Today we're working on a 2008. It's a Chrysler. It's a town and country. The complaint with this vehicle is a rattling noise in the front end when they go over bumps. I did check it out already. I did do the repair on the right side. I want to show you now on the left side what I have to do. What we're going to do now is to remove the ball jet. To remove the control arms. We're going to go underneath the vehicle. We're going to come underneath here, and as you can see, there's a nut right back in here. We're going to hold that nut with a wrench, and we're going to shoot this one out underneath here with an air gun. If you don't have an air gun, you can use a regular ratchet. It's fine, but I'm going to use the air gun. We're going to also remove this bolt, this joint right here. This bolt right here. This is probably 18, 19 millimeter, whatever. We're going to take this out. We're going to pull the bolt out, and then we're going to come up underneath here, and we're going to remove this nut right here on the ball joint where it goes up through the knuckle. So it's a tight squeeze going in through here, but let me show you what I decided to do instead of playing around with it. Now, I just want to point out, up underneath here, there is actually a spot underneath here for an Allen key to go into. Let me show you. You can see on the top right here, there's a space there for an Allen key to connect into. Problem is that with the Allen key being in such a tight spot, we had to do a custom job on an Allen key to hold this in place, because when you put it back in, it's going to rotate and you're not going to be able to tighten it back up properly. So we have a custom Allen key now to hold this in there, because space is limited up on the top there. Alright, so alright, let me grab some tools and let's get started on it, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to just slide this wrench in here just to hold that nut right there, and now I'm going to go down underneath the bottom, and I'm going to air gun this bolt off right here. So let me do that, and you can see how it goes. Now, if you have an air gun, you can use it. If not, you can do it with a regular wrench. Okay. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go up in the front right here. And then we're going to take out this bolt right here. You probably want to use an air gun if you have it. This is a little bit awkward because the transpan is in the way. So I'm just going to take this out by hand. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to come up underneath here, and we're going to remove that bolt right there. So let me grab that wrench and we'll come right back. Okay, I just want to show you a couple of the tools you're going to need to get this out of here. You're going to need obviously a hammer, that custom Allen key that we have, a fork like this, or you can use an air gun like this to shoot the ball joint from the lower control arm. And I know I hear a lot of complaining from people when I tell them I alter the tool to fit this case, but it's an older wrench. It's an 18 millimeter. The nut on the 18 millimeter is actually fairly tight spot, and you can't get in there. Let me show you. Okay, let me show you what I mean. All right, this is an 18 millimeter wrench. As you can see, you can't get it in past the axle. See how tight it is right there? You can't get it in past there. So the alternative is remove the axle, or what I did is I ground down a wrench slightly just so I could get in there to remove it. So we're going to remove that nut like this. Now when you're removing this nut, you really don't need the Allen key in there right now, because the ball joint is held tight into the knuckle right here. So I'm going to take that off as far as I can, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to separate the ball joint right over here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see what I'm doing, but we'll give it a shot and see. Now that we have the nut unscrewed as far as we can, and I just want to point out I use this smaller stubby wrench to get this out as far as I did right now. You have two choices. You could use the impact gun to shoot this out like this, or you can use a fork like this, put it in here like this, and just tap it in there. And then you just hit it a couple times, it'll pop right down. Okay. And then it'll pop down like that. And now you may be able to turn this off without holding it. We'll see. Yep, comes right out. Putting it back in is where you're going to run into a problem, where you're going to have to hold it up top of the Allen key. Just pull this down like that. And now we have this disconnected there. Just turn it to the side like this, to the side, and you pull it out. And you see, up on top here, you could put an Allen key in there if you had to, but in this case you didn't need to. All right, to put the replacement in now, you're going to do the same thing. Put it in here. Put it in here first. And then we're just going to leave that right there for a second while I go into the bottom and put that bolt in through there. We're going to put the nut up on top. We're not going to tighten it though, we're just going to catch it on there by hand for now. Then what we're going to do is we're going to swing the control arm around, and we're going to lift it up in this position here. Okay, you put your control arm in up here, and I'm going to need two hands to do this, so I'm going to try the best I can. I'm going to push up on this control arm and slide the bolt in here, and you're going to catch that bolt by hand, not with the ratchet, all right? Now, if you have to tap it, you can. It's not a big deal. You can tap it, but it should line up pretty good. So we're just going to push this up. And then just jiggle it around and catch it by hand. Don't turn it with the ratchet until you have it caught by hand. You just rock it up and down and turn it. I'm just going to snug this in. I'm not going to tighten anything yet. Alright, so now we have both of them caught. We have that one screwed in here by hand. This one up in the back over here. We have this one caught also by hand. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this up through the knuckle here, and we're going to catch the ball joint back through the knuckle and tighten that up. So let me do that. A little bit of anti-seize on here, just so it screws on a little bit easier for you. just on the threaded area. Catch it through there like this. And then we're going to get this on by hand up here. Turn it on as far as you can by hand. Alright. And then we're just going to tighten it as far as we can with the small little stubby wrench. And when it starts to turn, that's when you're going to hold it. Alright, and that's how you would do it. You would hold it here with your Allen key, and you tighten up the 18 millimeter all the way until it's tight. In this case, we don't need to because it's not spinning. The other side, it did spin. So, alright, we're nice and tight there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to come up underneath here, and we're going to tighten up the bolt in the front right here, nice and tight. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to tighten up that other bolt up in the front. You're probably not going to be able to see me do it, but I'll try the best I can. I'll just show you. That's the bolt right in there that I just tightened up with the air gun. Now this one here, we did tighten this one up here with that 1/2-inch ratchet. We tightened up the lower ball joint so it's nice and tight. And that's it, we're all set. Alright, now I did the other side already, but if you didn't, you'd be doing the opposite side next. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.